When you see a guy like, he's one of my favorite examples, Justin Gaethje, who's just a fucking savage.
Yeah.
But you see him go undefeated in World Series of Fighting. What do they call it now? Professional Fighting League?
Yeah.
Is that what they call
Professional
it?
Fight League, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So he goes undefeated in World Series of Fighting, one of the most interesting and intriguing contenders to enter into the UFC. Has a spectacular debut against Michael Johnson in a fucking war.
Yeah.
I mean, just a fucking war. And then loses to Eddie Alvarez in spectacular fashion, and then loses to Dustin Poirier in spectacular fashion. But just in those 3 fights has taken so much damage.
So much.
It's just crazy to watch his style when you know that he's a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. And, I mean, his Trevor Whitman, his coach, his striking coach, this is the same coach that coached Thug Rose, and you look at her footwork and movement,
she's turned it into a technique machine.
A technique machine, sliding away from things, entering in, like constantly moving, presenting angles and different looks. And Justin is just hands up high, moving in on you, and just leg kicks from close distance and brawling. And that guy can't do that very long.
Crazy that he admitted that. Like that interview just came out there. He said, "I only have 5 fights left in me. I want them to be good ones." Like,
is that what he said?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he had an interview that said, "I only have 5 fights left in me." And it's crazy to see that, because when you're already, I mean, he's younger than I am. He's like 29, isn't he? 28?
I think he's something like
he's
that.
Barely.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's 30.
I don't think he is.
And this might be a guy. Didn't he start late? Didn't he wrestle in college? So he's
I don't think he started even striking until he was 21.
Yeah. So he's only been fighting for 8 years. You know? And I think it goes back to, when I look at him, it's not a knock on him or whatever. I just don't think he has the confidence in his abilities. I think, there's a fine line between having confidence in your abilities, confidence in your striking techniques, your ability to win any other way than a brawl. Because I've had these thoughts too. Man, I've sat and I've thought, and the thought of me just outclassing somebody and piecing them up and the whole world watching and hearing the announcer saying, "Oh my God, Michael Chandler striking is on another level. Look at this," and how he strings together his punches with his kicks and blah, blah, blah. That felt foreign, and it felt uncomfortable to me, because I didn't 100% truly believe in that stuff until recently. And you start, and I think he only has the capacity to believe in himself as a brawler. Therefore, that's the only way he knows how to win. Therefore, in his sparring rounds, he's not. I bet you and I could go watch him, and he's the same Justin Gaethje in those sparring rounds as he is in the cage.
But is that because here's no regrets,
5
fights left?
Like, that's a tough spot to be in,
But that's just his mentality, though. I wonder if you're right about that, because I think he likes that kind of fighting.
Well, that's the thing, too. I mean,
I think that's what he enjoys. He likes breaking people. Like when he broke Michael Johnson, he just broke him.
Hey, man, the fans love it. You want some fans? You have a couple of those. And I mean, he's got a great following now after, like you said, just a couple fights.
Well,
and people believe in him. I mean, people still right now, they see this like cyborg robot step into the cage. Like, that's what they think they don't even look at him as a man. They don't look at him as like he has a heart and a spirit and a brain. They just look at a guy who goes out there and he's going to just freaking try to break somebody just through sheer, not beautiful technique, but just pressure and punch count and leg kicks and that kind of stuff. And he's going to step in the cage against whoever he steps in the cage against, even though he lost his last 2 fights, and he's still going to be the favorite, I believe.
Well, he's one of the best leg kickers in the sport.
Yeah.
Just crazy that he started striking so late.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their legs fucked up with that guy. And he leg kicks the shit out of people from close range, too, which
literally,
is weird. Like, literally be in the clinch, and he's whipping down on your legs. I just think he loves chaos. I just think he loves it.
Yeah.
He embraces it. When shit gets crazy, that's when he's at his most comfortable.
And maybe that's me speaking from experience, because I see a lot of my early career very similar to that, just brawling, like that's what I did. And then I decided I have these physical gifts and the speed and the power and the ability, the mental capacity to pick things up. I mean, I have been blessed with the ability to pick things up very, very quickly, and 2 practices, I'm like, holy cow, this stuff's working just after a couple mitt sessions, you know.
But Justin's shown no indication that he even enjoys doing any other kind of fighting.
I know.
Like you use a lot of footwork and movement. You slide in and out. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Patricky Pitbull fight was a great example of that. You slid in and dropped that right hand on him. It was a perfect closure of distance, and you launched a missile on him. Gaethje's just, here it comes, bitch. Here it comes. It's coming. It's coming.
And that's scary, man. I mean,
he's a
anybody
zombie.
in the lightweight division is lying when they're not a little bit shaken, like, dang, I got to freaking fight that dude.
Yeah.